Hi, welcome to the first step of the speech making process, which is topic selection. It is important as you're selecting a topic when you're writing a speech to select a topic that is audience centered. So you need to keep in mind who will be your audience as you are creating your speech. You need to remember that even though you're composing your audience, you should be thinking about the educational aspect of this course. So you should be selecting a topic that would be equal to what you would expect to hear in a basic freshman level speech course. You also need to consider the purpose of the speech. For the purpose of this class, you're giving an informative speech or a persuasive speech or a demonstrative speech. So you need to think about what is the goal of an informative speech. You need to be sure that you don't persuade in that instance, that you're just informing us of a topic. For a persuasive speech, you should persuade us. We should walk away with either having our ideas reinforced or you should be calling for us to change our ideas. The book outlines several tips and several ways in order to find a speech topic. I'm going to talk about a couple of those that are in addition to what the book talks about. First and foremost, you have to be passionate about your speech topic. Don't choose a speech topic simply because you think other people in the room might like it, but you don't necessarily like it. You have to be passionate. And a lot of times, if you consider your audience and you think this might be a topic that they would be interested in, your passion will come across to your audience and they will want to know and learn more about your topic as well. Secondly, you might think about picking a topic that you're interested in, one that you don't necessarily feel like you're the expert on, but you can find research about, which brings me to the third point. Your informative and persuasive speech in this course have to be research based. So you have to be sure that you can find sources and research from the internet, from journals, from magazines, newspapers, books that you can integrate into your speech. So if you choose a speech topic that is too limited and it doesn't allow you those sort of resources, then you should choose a different topic. I have a couple of brainstorming tips for you, how to brainstorm for a speech topic. I have 5 of these. Number 1, the first thing you can try is a personal inventory. A personal inventory is where you break your life into 3 sections: beginning, middle, and present. For example, my life, I would say the beginning would be birth till 18 years old when I was in high school. Middle, I would do my college years from 18 to 24. And then my present, I would do 24 and beyond. Then, what you do in the personal inventory, you think about major events, major things that happened to you during those times. For instance, in my early period, I would put I graduated kindergarten, I broke my arm, I got my first driver's license. And then you think about the middle, big things that happened in present. Present, I got married, I had my first kid. And then you look back at your list and you think, I have an informative speech. Will any of these work? You might look at something like having your first child, and you might think, okay, I'm going to inform the audience about different methods of childbirth, either by doing it naturally or by going to a hospital. And maybe you turn that into your informative speech. The second way you can brainstorm is through word association activities like the alphabet technique. The alphabet technique is where you write your alphabet A through Z on a sheet of paper, and then you write the first couple of words that come to mind. You see the word A, you might say alligator, apple, astronaut. And once you run out of words, you move to the next letter, B, and you continuously do this through the alphabet. Then you go back through and you think about what is the purpose of my speech. It's an informative speech. So you look at the word A for apple and you think, how can I turn this into an informative speech? Perhaps you start thinking of the way they harvest apples through organic means versus means that use pesticides. And you might say, I want to give maybe an informative speech. I want to inform the audience about how farmers grow organic crops. And that ultimately becomes your topic. Or you could, if it's a persuasive speech, say, I'm going to persuade my audience to use organic apples and eat organic apples as opposed to eating apples that are grown more traditionally with pesticides. Number 3, you can do a reference or library search. You could go to the library, either here at NSU or at a community that you might live in. And you might talk to the librarian and see if they could find some sort of, they could guide you to some sort of research about topics. Number 4 is networking. I think it's important to have conversations and discussions with neighbors, with friends, with family. Let them know the type of speech that you will be giving, and perhaps a topic can come from there. Number 5, the last way that you can come up with a speech topic is by doing an internet search. You could go to Google and type in speech topics and you will get over 1 million hits. It's a good way to generate ideas, but you should never steal a speech from the internet and claim that as your own. So if you choose a speech topic, you should do your own research and you should put your own outline together. Once you find a topic, the last thing you need to do is narrow your topic. If you pick a topic like abortion, it is way too big to cover in 4 to 6 minutes. So you need to choose something that is more manageable within that time. Maybe you look at a specific pill. You might say, I want to examine the morning after pill. So you choose to persuade your audience about some sort of policy regarding that pill. After you narrow your topic, the book outlines 3 things that you create: a general purpose, a specific purpose, and a thesis statement. Once you have narrowed your topic, you need to do 3 more things. The book lists them as your general purpose, specific purpose, and thesis statement. Your general purpose is, simply put, 2 words, an infinitive phrase, 2 plus a verb. For an informative speech, it might say to inform. For a persuasive speech, you might say to persuade. It's that simple. Then once you have created your general purpose statement, your specific purpose statement uses the same exact infinitive phrase. So let's say your informative speech, your general purpose says to educate. Your specific purpose would say to educate, and then you add my audience about, and then you tell specifically what you're going to educate the audience about. So it would say to educate my audience about, and then you would fill that in. Then you create your thesis statement. For a speech, a thesis statement is a 1-sentence declaration of the main idea of your speech. So in 1 sentence, you need to summarize the main idea of the speech. You can use complex sentences. I do not want you to say, today I will tell you about organic farming. I want you to take some time and craft a statement. For the next lesson, we will talk about outlining, and on the outline you will see a general specific purpose statement, and then you will see a thesis statement. You can use these as guides as you're crafting your statements. For the next video, you'll want to be sure that you print off a copy of the sample outline worksheet along with the outline worksheet that's blank for you to fill in as I talk through it. Thanks.